Welcome to Logitech Presents Fashion Tech Talk India. We will be doing a series of conversations with Indian designers and discuss digitalisation, new formats, new roles, and the generation of unique content. But mainly, we will talk about fashion. Technology is becoming more and more relevant to the fashion industry. As a matter of fact, Lakme Fashion Week took a digital avatar in 2020 and carried the trend forward in March 2021 in the form of the collaboration of Lakme Fashion Week with FDCI. Taking the conversation forward today, we are with designer Payal Singhal, who talks about how technology has impacted her professional and her personal life. Payal, thank you so much for joining us. Take us through some digital features on your website as well as PS Diary, which is a feature I think you introduced way before the rest of the industry caught on to it.
I think the 20 years that I've been in business, we've had a website. About 8 years back, we made it into an e-commerce site. And at that point of time, it was a very I would say simple kind of, site which just had a payment gateway and a catalog for our clients to see. Over the last few years, and especially in the last 1 year, we put in a lot of enhancements, digital videos to make sure that the customer has a full experience of seeing the garment with movement. We've done a lot of back-end upgrades, basically based on searches and enhancement of certain products. So coming to the PS Diary, we launched in 2016. We've had 4 editions. It was one of its first. I don't think any designer had ever done that before. And what we tried to do was to create the experience of flipping a magazine online. So you have it as a tab on our website, and you can go there and you can actually feel like you're physically flipping pages, and you get a little insight into the world of PS, where you know how our products are used, the kind of people who are wearing them, and obviously a little bit of an insight into the company. We actually had this catalog as being shoppable. And this is way before Instagram shopping tags.
You were part of Lakme Fashion Week in March 2021. You will be part of it again in October 21. What's your view on a digital fashion week?
When we were approached by Lakme Fashion Week for, spring 2021, we came on board. We actually got to do a physical show, which was a drive-in show. And they also showed it live digitally. But the entire fashion week was it blew me away that we adapted so quickly. Every designer understood, every consumer, every buyer. The buyers were making appointments directly with the designers, figuring out when the shows were placing. It was amazing. I'm telling you, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it right now. It was just beautiful the way that we took an adversity and came out of it stronger and learned something new. And I know half of the guys at Fashion Week are young and adapt to technology, but the other half are like dinosaurs like me. And we also quickly learned and learned all these new cool gadgets and apps to get on board and present digital fashion weeks.
Take us through your favorite contribution in marriage of technology and fashion.
Along with Nexa, we created a digital garment with the 3D software. And then we actually had that garment worn digitally by influencer Nithiba. And it was great because it was a whole new world where imagine it's like there is a garment which is being designed digitally, being created 3D in a 3D format digitally and being worn digitally. But yeah, there's so much. But I also think one of my favorites, I remember going to the Metropolitan Museum and the first time I was seeing a digitally made Chanel outfit, which was 3D printed. And that blew my mind to imagine to see a 3D printed Chanel suit. It was, and I was like, really, this is kind of maybe the future of fashion. So.
Talking about the future, let's focus on the present. You touched upon the pandemic. How has the pandemic journey been for you personally? Have you taken any courses, anything you've learned about yourself?
One of the courses that I did, which I think really helped me during this time, was a course called Design Thinking, which I did through Coursera. It was amazing because it was about, we don't even realize that the concept of design is actually a very, very powerful tool in problem solving and actually used in management. So it's really interesting and intriguing to understand that as designers, we actually have the creative ability to solve problems which maybe someone who's very technical, or maybe someone who's got more of a information or knowledge background cannot see. So that was very interesting for me, and it was a really fulfilling course. And I actually went on to that journey further, and did a lot more courses on that subject.
Your views on post-pandemic fashion consumption. There's so much talk of, reduction, sustainability, etc. What's your view?
My kind of contribution to being a sustainable brand is to produce less. So I would like people to buy better and buy less, so really that's where I see the future of fashion, that it becomes more mindful. Doesn't mean that the businesses need to suffer. It could just become more beautiful versus, I offering people like 200 options. You can maybe probably have fewer options. I mean, having said that, we have all the categories right now, but I'm just talking about where we probably going to be, all of us as an industry 10 years from now.
Which designer's journey inspires you?
I think right now for me, I'm truly, truly inspired by Anita Dongre. I admire her business and work ethic. And I think she's truly the first one in India who taught us the business of fashion. I may not follow her path in terms of taking the business to where she's taken it, and I may have my own journey in that, but the work ethic and the sincerity with which she treats fashion is what I love and admire about her.
How do you envision the future of fashion linked to technology and the digital world now and beyond?
I mean, we are going to see some crazy innovation. We're already looking at Payal Singhal. We're looking at things like, the fabric and the texture and the prints changing on live models. You being able to try and buy online, digital, virtual fitting rooms. So much stuff is going to happen. It's a very exciting time. So you're going to have a nice, beautiful balance and almost like a symphony of traditional and modern, kind of like what we do at our brand and a lot of Indian designers do. And it's going to be really beautiful to see it come back. Like you'll have ateliers where you can see the craft, but then you also can go online and be part of a virtual fashion show and like be sitting in Milan and Paris from your home, So you'll see that kind of happening, like tradition and modernity holding hands and actually taking us into the next era.
Talking about the road ahead, what do you think is the role of influencers in fashion? Influencers promote designers' creations, they reach a wider audience. Is influencer-led fashion the future? What's your perspective?
I've seen an impact of the influencer business on my own, and I can tell you, I can vouch for it that it's real and it's not a humbug. It truly affects people, and they truly believe that if this person is saying that this outfit is good or it makes me feel good, it is, and then they become the flag bearers to take it forward. So what is so beautiful about the influencer industry is that it includes the audience with it, and then they can put up the garment and they can put the hashtag, and then they become part of the community. It's kind of one of the things we did at Payal Singhal, where we created this PS girl community, which is not just, you don't have to just be an actor or a famous person or an influencer to be a PS girl. You can, they show you the way, but you can be one too. So I think because it's so inclusive, because it's a real conversation, it's definitely here to stay.
All right, then. Which piece of technology makes you feel empowered and helps you own your space?
I mean, I have to say, unfortunately, very boring answer, but my smartphone. It's honestly like, I remember in the olden days where, there was literally like the only way to get a message was like a pager, and then it became a BlackBerry, and then still there was limited stuff that you could do on those things.
All right. Thank you so much, Payal, for talking to us about fashion and technology. And I hope I can see you in person soon. Well, that was Payal Singhal in our very first episode of Logitech Presents Fashion Tech Talk India. Stay tuned because we have lots more designers who will be joining and sharing their thoughts. See you soon.